So, not some of you know our history, but most of you don't. I just want to do a real quick kind of Training Peaks history so you know where we're coming from, and then that will lead into where we are today and where we're going in the future. Big day tomorrow. September 20th, 1999 is when Training Peaks started. I sent this email to my co-founder, Gear Fisher, on that day, and I had a beer with him the previous week, and I was investigating if he would be able to help me with an idea that I had. At the time, I was coaching, and the family business was coaching. My father, Joe Friel, right here in the front, if you raise your hand, Dad, was coaching with my father, and we were using the fax machine. We'd come into the family or the home office, and laying on the ground would just be piles of paper piling up every single day. And we'd take those pieces of paper and we'd three-hole punch them and read them, put them up on a shelf, and then we had hundreds of binders full of fax paper. Very inefficient. We had athletes with power taps and polar and all kinds of different file types. So we had 5 different software packages open in front of us, as well as trying to fax and receive schedules. So I definitely saw the opportunity to take this to the internet, to make our coaching a better quality coaching service for our clients. So we kickstarted that in 99, and we went live in 2000. It started as our own internal project, but within the first year, we realized we could help other coaches, and they could do a better job of coaching their athletes if they use the same system. So from that day forward, I pretty much almost stopped coaching, and I focused more and more on building Training Peaks. So from day one until today, our purpose is to empower the coach and athlete to reach their goals. Along with that, we're here to help you build your business. If you aren't successful, then we certainly cannot be successful. So we have a lot of business content. We always promote how to build your business. Oftentimes, coaches are technicians. If you've read the book, The E-Myth, he talks about most people come into building their own business as a technician. You really love what you do, but yet you're weak as an entrepreneur. You're weak as a manager. We can all build those skills. So we have roundtables to help you build your business side of the business as well. Training Peaks today. So as I mentioned, I am not CEO. Andy Stevens, he joined Training Peaks in 2007 as our chairman. Since then, he's certainly become one of my best friends. He's my business coach. He's my backcountry ski partner. And he's CEO of Training Peaks and Peakswear. So I want to welcome to the stage Andy Stevens.
Thank you, Dirk. Well, as many of you know, I'm a well, you don't know, but I can assure you that I'm hanging on for dear life when I'm backcountry skiing with Dirk. It's quite the adventure. So I am a new face to all of you, even though I've been around for 12 years. And I think I should probably give you just a little bit of background. And this is my background. I was a Wall Street guy, and I got to a certain age where I realized that the work lost its meaning or didn't have its meaning. And I was lucky enough to meet Dirk and Gear at that time. And we've been partners and friends ever since. And we share a common view, and that is we fundamentally believe in helping people get better at what they want to do. And so we now do that across multiple domains. We do that for endurance athletes, we do that for musicians, we do that for strength and conditioning athletes. So it's something we believe in passionately. We also believe that it's possible to build a virtuous business. And by virtuous, we mean everyone in that business or set of connections benefits. And that's really what we're here to talk about today, is how we view Training Peaks and view you as partners in a virtuous relationship going forward and what we're working on to help deliver that. So as we've always done, our job is the technology company, and we're supposed to help connect you to the broader ecosystem. We continue to do that. These are some of the integrations that we've done this year. You can see Road Grand Tours, Garmin, a new WKO5, Zwift. By the end of the year, we'll be connecting to the Apple Watch, Fitbit integration. So we continue to do that. Now, the real benefit is after 20 years of building this brand and staying, as Dirk said, true to our purpose, living our purpose, we've arrived at a wonderful place, and that is the brand of TrainingPeaks is very strong. And we just want to highlight to you what that means, what that brand means in the marketplace today. So you can see we have very strong marketplace growth. Training plan sales are growing over 20% year to date. And our traffic to our plan store is up 150%. These are interesting contrasts relative to what we heard about event participation a second ago, right? Next slide.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay. So coach match sales are up 35%. We're seeing over 1,000 leads a month for people looking for coaching. 2019 coaches' earnings, the coaches that are in coach match, we've paid out 60% more in coach match revenues to two coaches this year than we did last year. That's tremendous growth. And now here's the really big opportunity, and we titled this Our Opportunity for a reason. It's not our TrainingPeaks opportunity. It's our opportunity collectively. We are today seeing every month 550,000 new athletes that are coming to TrainingPeaks. 30,000 of those create a new account. 10,000 of those engage with your services. But that also means 95% of them are leaving because they're not finding what they're looking for. What they're looking for is your services. So our real objective is how do we work together to help deliver to those athletes the services that you provide in a way that they want to consume them. That's the real opportunity that we're working on.
Yeah, so we've done a lot of research. We actually hired a research firm to interview the athletes coming to our website. And what they found, number one, they're not looking for software. We've led for 20 years with software. They're actually looking for your services. But we actually make it kind of difficult. It's not very intuitive. We actually only offer two products, if you will, static training plans and premium coaching. The majority of athletes actually are looking for something in the middle. They want training plans that are better. They certainly have busy lives. The majority of athletes coming to TrainingPeaks are certainly not professional athletes. Number one priority, family, their work, and oftentimes training comes third. So they need services that adapt to their busy lifestyle. So that's a challenge for us to try and help you deliver those new services. What are coaches looking for? Well, we sent out a survey before this. We've had many other surveys. And coaches are they need help in acquiring new clients. They also strive for a better work-life balance. So if we do a better job of making our software make you more efficient, more effective, hopefully that leads to better work-life balance. But also, as Andy pointed out, the big opportunity of those 500,000 athletes coming to our website every month, if we should do a better job of helping them find your services or allowing you to provide the services they are actually looking for. So we need to do more research around the voice of customer of the athlete. What are they exactly looking for, as well as what do you provide, and how can we combine those two things to make it easier for the athlete to find exactly the service that they need.
So TrainingPeaks is evolving, and we're moving from being a place where you connect one-to-one with a premium athlete to a place where we help those athletes find what they're looking for when they come to us. This is a graphic that we use internally within TrainingPeaks and Peaksware to describe sort of the business view of what we do. And that is, we have it's a fancy buzzword these days, but it's a SaaS-enabled marketplace. And we offer SaaS tools, the Coach Edition that you subscribe to host your athletes. We also offer a SaaS offering to our athletes so that they can get premium features. But we also have a marketplace, a content marketplace, where we offer training plans and we match athletes to coaches. Our emphasis is moving from the SaaS tools to the marketplace, to being able to help you connect and help those athletes connect with you. That's where TrainingPeaks, that's the roadmap that we're working on going forward. So as an example of that, we've begun testing. You may or may not see this. It's in the test today. We're testing a new flow in the onboarding process where we're moving away from featuring our product and the premium features for the athlete that they would get in basically following their own training to featuring your coaching services, right? To featuring the idea that what you're looking for is coaching, whether it be a training plan or whether it be finding a coach. We're early in this test. I don't want to give out any results, but I think we're encouraged is what I would say. We also, you probably received in the last, or at least this week, last couple of days, an email about the fact that we're building a recommendation engine to help athletes find your services more effectively, find the plan that matches them better. That's another area that we'll be working in. This is another way of looking at what we offer. These are our marketplace services, if you will. The green are the ones that we already offer, right? Content is a huge offering for us. Our blog, our articles, the ones that you help us author. That brings a lot of people in. There's no economics about that, but it's something that everyone comes and reads, and they use that to inform their training. We have static training plans today, and then as Dirk said, we have full service coaching. What we don't have are these blue circles, and that's where we think the market is going, right? They're a hybrid of what we offer today. They're adaptive plans. They're things that we don't even know yet, but we want to work with you to discover what works, and then we can build those tools for you so that you can run your business on that platform. That's where we're going.
So we've actually identified in the marketplace well over 200 apps that are actually trying to become the coach. Oftentimes, the brand itself is the methodology. It's the X-brand coach, virtual coach. So we're certainly up against this. You know, as an industry, coaches, we're up against this. We definitely understand the trend in the marketplace, but we have plans to empower the coach. We certainly put the coach first. We've always put the coach first. We've, I guess, deliberately realized that we should not compete against your services. We need to put you and your services first within our funnel to make that an offer to all the athletes that come to TrainingPeaks. We need to pair technology with your methodology, your philosophy, your content. There is no TrainingPeaks methodology. There is no TrainingPeaks coach. There won't be. We need to empower you to deliver those services more efficiently and effectively. We will design the next generation coaching tools. That's, again, in our DNA and what we are challenging ourselves with doing right now. Obviously been doing a lot of research around that. But we will embrace the machine. We will embrace the computer. Computers are wonderful things. They can really actually make our lives better and easier, and they do a lot of great things. They can actually schedule very well. They can sift through data very well. And we will embrace that and make that an asset for your coaching business. So that you, as humans, can do what you are good at: empathy, understanding, critical thinking, really strategizing with the athlete. I was talking to Marcos, I think he's right in here, last night he's from Brazil, by the way. So thanks for coming all the way from Brazil. He coaches, I think, over 200 athletes, but he would like to spend half as much time on the computer and take that amount of time and put it towards his athletes. So that's our challenge as well. Can we get you to spend less time on the computer, have the computer do more of the thinking, planning, scheduling on your behalf, so that you can do what humans are good at?
As Joe likes to say, can we give you an assistant coach?
Exactly. Imagine hiring an assistant or an intern, and having the computer be that intern for you. We sent out a survey to all of you before you arrived, and survey results are in. 60% of you are part-time coaches. If we do a good job of making you more efficient, more effective, getting you more clients, and those of you that want to become full-time, hopefully we can help you become full-time. Results also showed that more than half of you provide group coaching, but only 20% of you have more than 30 clients. So that's an opportunity. You should hopefully be able to coach through group coaching 100 or 200 or 300, however many, we should allow you to grow that group coaching. On the inverse, if you don't want to do group coaching and you only want to have 6 clients and you want them to pay you $1,000 a month, wonderful. This will all help you do that as well. If you can spend less time on the computer again, you can spend more time interacting with that athlete on the skills development side or strategy or whatever it might be, nutrition side, et cetera. So we're not forcing coaches to become group coaches. It's equally as beneficial for coaches that want to just have low number of premium clients.
Okay, so what's next? What is the roadmap that we're working on? Here's where we are. We develop technology. That's what we do. We've done it for a long time, and we do it in a lot of different areas. And there's a protocol that you have to follow. And this is really the 3 things that we need to consider while we're rolling out technology tools for you. The first is trust matters most. It has to work. It cannot offer a bad answer, right? Think about autonomous driving. You don't just hand over the wheel one day, right? You have to train the brain. You have to train the engine. So we put trust first. And we will work and work and work to get it to a point where we trust it before we release it to you. The next is, we know we have to show steady progress. Once we say we're going to do something, we need to stay at it and continue to show both our internal people the progress that we're delivering it, but also show you, our clients, the progress that we're delivering it. And third is, we have to minimize new variables that drive complexity. Right? We need to keep it simple. The roadmap needs to be very simple so that we can stack things together and ultimately deliver the whole solution. So with that in mind, we are and have been building an adaptive engine. It's been about 2 years now that we've been working on it in the lab. We're ready to release the first test of it. And in sticking with our principles, we're going to tune that engine first and gain trust. And we're doing that through a relationship with Hal Higdon. And we're going to be releasing this month a Run with Hal app that is an adaptive engine. It's in single sport type. It's running. It's the very base of what the engine is capable of doing. But again, it's the ability to test and tune that engine before taking it to a bigger market. Then the next step is to tune that engine. This is the show steady progress. We will add new sport types. So once we get the kinks out of running and the adaptive engine works and it's driven by our PMC and it understands how to schedule and change people's workloads based on what they've done prior or what their schedule is, we will then go to the next sport type, cycling, and then we'll go to multi-sport, and then we'll go to strength, right? Again, stacking these things together and minimizing the new variables so that we know the engine works in its entirety, right? So that the whole thing feeds together, and that by the time we get to this next step, which is turning it over to you as a tool that you can use within our marketplace to design and deliver your services. That's our goal, is that this adaptive engine will ultimately be your tool, and it will live in the marketplace, and it will be something that you can go in and design your methodology, you put your philosophy and methodology in, and have it help you be more effective and more efficient. The one thing I didn't mention on this slide that I think is really important is we see in our data, we have 20 years of data. And in our data, what we see is a consistent nurturing of the athletes that come to us. Right? 88% of the athletes that pay us a premium subscription today, at one time, had a training plan or a coach. Right? So what's really, really important for all of us is that we bring those people in through our funnel, those 550,000 people that are coming every month, and we get them a coaching service. We help them understand what to do. And then you are capable of nurturing them along that curve. Right? So that's why we're closing the gap here between content and a static plan and full service coaching. We want to be able to give them what they're looking for at the right price point that nurtures them across the full spectrum of services.
Yeah, thank you. We certainly want to hear more about services that you offer. This is part of Voice of Customer. We need to learn more about, again, what you're offering. So we'll be sending out a survey tomorrow. There'll also be the discount details for next year's ECS. But please fill out the survey so we can learn more about you and try and match those services to our big opportunity that we have in front of us. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Steve?
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Dirk. We're a little bit ahead of schedule, so we do have time for some questions for these two fine gentlemen. If there are questions from the coaches and others in the audience.
Do we have more mics? Or?
A question at the back. I'll roam for now until we can get my steps in for the day with my Fitbit on. Yes, sir. Where are you from?
Cape Cod.
Cape Cod.
Yeah. As the adaptive engine you're designing, is that going to be coach specific, or do athletes have access to that to build their own programming through that adaptive engine without a coach?
Yeah, great question. I think what we want to do at the beginning is, it can be both. It can be your persona. We think of your methodology as your persona within. In this case, since it's an app, we don't know what form it's going to take. Think about static training plans today. What does the next generation of training plans look like? So let's start there. We can imagine that. We can see current training plan store becoming better. So that's one area of focus. On the backside as well, if you don't even publish training plans, think about having the same capabilities contained within your coach account. So that this engine can actually do a lot of that planning for you. It will actually see that if the athlete did today's workout or not, it will then adjust the future workouts based upon your methodology, your content. So that's.
But specifically to your question, it won't be available to athletes. Only coaches with premium accounts will be able to use the adaptive engine.
Right.
Right here in the middle, the gentleman with the hand up and the hat on. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
What do you think about the integration of the application or software that you are offering to us? For example, I'm using WCO5, Train Heroic, and TrainingPeaks. Maybe you can use different kind of levels to do that integrations, because right now it's hard, because if I want to use the WCO5 metrics to put it into TrainingPeaks is manually.
Right.
If I need to integrate the conditioning program from Train Heroic, I can do it separately.
Yeah, certainly. We're working hard on the back end on what's known in the industry as microservices, so that we can make better integrations, make these integrations faster. We certainly have 20 years worth of what you might say tech debt built up. So we've been spending the last year really rebuilding under the hood so that we can become more efficient in the future to address these issues that you point out. You also mentioned Train Heroic. That's one of our other brands. It's a strength and conditioning software. More and more coaches are starting to use that as well, and we have no integration points between the two. But yet we have integration with MyFitnessPal. You can record what you eat in MyFitnessPal, and macronutrients end up in TrainingPeaks. The same model should occur with Train Heroic and other apps as well. We're trying to get to a place where we can do that quicker and more efficiently.
I would just say, first of all, thank you for using Train Heroic. But we'll listen to all of you. If you answer in the coach survey that an integration between Train Heroic and TrainingPeaks is really important, then that's a big part of how we think about our work priorities. To date, we've heard that from some of you, but again, we serve all of you and all of the other coaches out there, and what we're trying to do is put a roadmap together that we think is the greatest good for everyone. So if that's important, please let us know when you get the survey.
Right here in front.
Hi, Joe from New York. I had a question. I could ask you a million tech questions, but I have a business question. Probably a lot of us here are level 2 TrainingPeaks coaches, and right now there's like 3 or 4 line items that people can choose from the menu. Mm-hmm. And what are your thoughts in terms of extending some of that? Because there's a lot of other services that we offer in terms of technique sessions or group sessions or wide variety of things that could actually help pull through more athletes. They're single day events that could then kind of allow folks to sign up for more things.
In our coach match.
Yeah.
In the coach match platform,
specifically.
like what's the opportunity to grow from your standpoint?
That's part of, again, the voice of the customer. What can we standardize? Because we can't lead with 40 different variations of the same thing. So there's certainly opportunity within Coach Match to have a wider variety of service levels, but we need to try and standardize and see what's the more common theme between all of you that we can serve up. Plus layering in these new services that we're trying to develop, and what do those look like? I think Coach Match is a great kind of test bed. It's kind of a controlled environment. We have 3 full-time staff members that are effectively salespeople, and they sell those services. But so we can kind of target, if we're looking for a particular type of athlete, looking for a certain type of service, oh, perfect, let's bring them into this pilot and test it. So we've definitely had those discussions internally. It's just trying to formulate all that.
Again, our belief is you're way smarter than we are about that part of what's happening in the market right now. And to the degree you let us know through the survey, then we can prioritize and see if there's ways that we can do things to help you. Yeah.
Time for one more question. I think I saw one other hand up, and I'm not sure where it was. Right.
More for Andy.
Go ahead. Just where are you from? And
I'm from Atlanta. My name's Rogue. I had the question as far as your change from that Wall Street position to going into TrainingPeaks. I mean, how much of a struggle was that to go from something? I mean, I'm assuming that Wall Street, you have a pretty decent income, moving into something else that's more, a new venture in a new type of life, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I won't lie to you. It was really hard. It's walking away from something that's, you've already built and it's working and is doing everything it should do, felt like insanity. And it took quite a while to come to the conclusion. But again, I do think that deep inside you, whether it has purpose or not. And so I just arrived at that place. So, but it took time. It wasn't easy. Yeah. Thank you for asking.
thank you for the question, and thank you to all those who answered questions. One more round of applause for Andy Stevens and Dirk Friel. Thank you for